Hey y'all, it's your girl Africa with Demi. Let's have a little chit chat. I just wanted to make a video today because my intention is to be intentional with the making of my videos to produce more content for you guys. So like and share, subscribe. But I want to talk about the divide, the African and the African American divide, and what it means for our future. I watch a lot of videos on YouTube because I'm excited about what is happening, the shift that is happening in Africa. I'm excited about the diasporans are now making a move back to Africa. They're repatriating back to Africa. I think that's amazing. I think that's awesome. And I'm enjoying the journey of many people who have already made the leap, who have already took the step. And I'm watching and I'm learning as I watch. And I think it's also an opportunity for diasporans. I think it's a great shift that's happening, that we're now reconnecting with Africa. But there's some things that I'm starting to see more often now, or maybe it's been there and I hadn't noticed, but there seems to be this divide that is appearing as we learn from each other, as we try to glean from each other. I'm starting to notice some attacks. And I'm not here to name names or say who it's coming from, but I just want to discuss this with everybody, that unification is paramount. When you're trying to do something big and grandeur, division doesn't work. It doesn't help when there's division, when you're trying to. That's why when they put people in a group, they say there's got to be a group cohesion. There's got to be a coming together. There has to be a sort of an alignment that must happen in order for that group to work together effectively. So, for instance, there's one video that I watched, and I didn't watch very many of it because it's disheartening. But there was one video of a lady that was saying, I guess she was maybe making a video off of what someone else said, and she made the statement that African Americans are not pure. The thing with that is that you're saying African Americans are not pure as if African Americans had a choice. When you're talking about slavery that happened, that wasn't by choice. That wasn't because I woke up one morning and decided to marry outside of my race, or that I decided to have a child with someone outside of my race. That did not happen. It was forced. So you can't blame us for having some of them in us when it was forced. That's like telling a rape victim that it's your fault, that you're the way you are, that you were affected by that rape, because that's what it really was. It was a rape. So we have to be very careful in how we approach conversations and discussions about each other, because what can happen is that we can cause more wounds than we do healing. And sometimes we respond out of frustration. We respond out of misunderstanding. We respond out of a lot of different ways, but if it's not constructive, it could really cause further brokenness. It could cause more wounds to happen. And then not only that, it could cause us to stay divided. And I believe the shift that we're in is a great opportunity for us to come together and build. It's a great opportunity for me to come and share my gifts with you. It's a great opportunity for you to share your gifts with me, to teach me things I don't know. That we can glean from each other, but we can't glean from each other with division. It just won't happen. And we're not going to be successful at what we're doing if we can't trust one another. With any interaction, with any kind of cohesion that if you're trying to work with somebody, if you're a business partner and you're trying to increase your business, you're not going to partner up with people you don't trust. You're not going to do it. You're going to find somebody that you can trust, that you can depend on, that you know that is not going to say they'll do something for you and then stab you in the back. So there has to be some kind of cohesion, or it won't work. And then we'll be laughed at. Now, see, they tried it. It didn't work. They can't do anything together. They don't even like each other. If we want to get rid of some of the stigmatism that's out there about Africans and African Americans, we have to learn to work together. I may not speak your language. I was not given the opportunity to know my ancestral language. But that alone shouldn't stop us from working together. You can't punish a rape victim for being raped. You can't. And we also have to be careful, even as African Americans, because our culture, what we're used to in the West, may not be what it is in Africa. So we also have to be mindful of that. We have to be mindful that, there's some things we learned that we may not see somewhere else in Africa. You see what I'm saying? So we all have to be humble at some point. To be able to work together, we have to bring a humbleness to the table. Not arrogance, not I know better than you, but a humbleness that we're willing to come together. We're willing to put our gifts together. We're willing to join forces, because united we can succeed, but divided will fall. And I believe with this shift that's happening in Africa and with the diasporians all over the West is an amazing, amazing opportunity. It's an amazing opportunity. But we will not be effective in accomplishing that which we desire to accomplish. We will not be able to accomplish all that we want to accomplish if we're divided. Division never works. It never works. It can't work. And so we have to learn to work together, even with all the differences that we have. Even with all the differences in how we were raised, even all the differences in the culture, even all the differences that exist, we still should be able to work together. And if we don't get it together, we'll miss an opportunity. And I always say this: we can get to the destination much quicker together than we can fighting at each other and saying who's right and who's wrong and this is that and then. Who cares at this point? We have to come to the realization that slavery happened. It happened. It happened. But you can allow slavery mentally to continue if you can't say what happened to me physically doesn't have the right to control me mentally. That was a word right there, and I'm not even trying to preach. In Africa, to the Americas, to wherever, we cannot deny what was done to us. We can't deny it. We can't deny its impact on Africa. We can't deny its impact in the West, because there is an impact. We must discuss that impact. We must come to the table and have cordial conversations without feeling like you attacking me and I'm attacking you and it's just going to be an attack fest. We just about to attack each other. We get nothing accomplished that way. We don't learn anything that way. All we do is we cause more wounds. We wound each other. And then those wounds become so deep that we can't stand each other. Because I want to be right, you want to be right. Nobody wants to listen to anybody. Nobody wants to come together and say, okay, let's humble ourselves. Let's have a true, real dialogue without the egos, without the, well, I was born in Africa mentalities. Well, I got it better in the West mentalities. If we can just lay down all those mentalities and say, what can we do to make black people's lives better across the board around the world? Because the truth of the matter is that the systems that we have lived in has not worked for us. Period. And we have to be open and honest about that. We have to say, okay, let's put aside our differences, because there's a greater good that will come from it if we can put our differences aside. Whether you was born in Africa or whether you was born in America or wherever, Jamaica, wherever. And stop this attacking and this blame and who's better than who and who's this. That is not going to get us anywhere. So I hope you guys like, and I hope you guys subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos, more consistently. But that is the thing that I've seen that is discouraging. That we're wasting time arguing amongst each other. And isn't that what they say we do? They can't get along. Blacks don't like the Africans. Africans don't like. Isn't that what they say? So we're proving them right. We can't get mad at them for saying stuff when we prove it all day long. They can't get along. So, yes, I'm excited about people are wanting to reconnect to Africa. We're making our ancestors proud, because it was a journey many of them died never being able to do. Never being able to reclaim their heritage, never being able to reconnect from their birth, their ancestral birthplace. Denied that right. And now that people are starting to wake up, people are starting to say, hey, that is my right. Now, everybody is not on that bandwagon, and that's okay. We have to be okay. Not everybody's there. We don't all grow at the same rate. We don't all learn at the same rate. We all don't become awake at the same rate. It takes time. So let people be who want to be. I'm not trying to force you to accept who you are. That's inner work. I have to accept me before I expect you to accept me. I have to love the skin I'm in before I expect you to love me. So I'm excited. I can't wait for the opportunity. I'm watching all the people that has already made the journey, who is continuing to make the journey, who are making great strides over in Africa. And I'm saying, yes, finally. But we got to come together. We got to unify. Or else everything that we're doing will be in vain. And once again, they'll say, well, see, they can't work together. They can't accomplish anything. So that is my statement. My encouragement for you guys from Africa within me, that we will stop the bashing with each other and one another and start to listen to one another, even if what we hearing we don't agree with. That is the hardest thing to do, is listen when you don't agree. We know how to talk, but I'm talking about listen even when we don't agree, because we'll do better together than we will apart. Africa has so much to offer the diasporians. The diasporians have so much to offer Africa. So we got to get tunnel vision and focus on the main goal of what we're trying to accomplish. Without all the division, without all the the sidebar and say, what is the purpose of us doing this? It's for blacks to have a brighter future. This is Africa Within Me. Like, share, and subscribe. And until next time.